Hi everybody, it's John and welcome to Just Think About It. Well, I'm going to do some final harvesting on the onions and potatoes today. We harvested tomatoes yesterday pretty strongly, and our friend Jen came over and she's going to go make some salsa. There were 4 or 5 really nice yellow and 3 or 4 nice red ones. The red ones are starting to come around. It's just taken a while because I planted so late this year. In fact, this one might not have been until July 1st. But looky here. Look what we have here. We have green beans. And I think we have enough green beans for a meal tonight. Very excited about that. So we're going to pick those. But here's the other exciting thing, that I thought this was a dead project here with the muskmelon. And look, we have some really nice muskmelons coming in. Looks like 3 of them, 4 of them. Look at that bad boy. Hell, that one might already be ripe. And I really haven't seen anything else in here, but I probably should start. I don't know if you trim these or what, but boy, do we have some nice big muskmelons. So I don't think they're quite ripe. Looks like next week's weather is going to be fantastic, so Kim is willing to stay a little longer, and you can see the potatoes are pretty much goners, and I have the onions will be a quick pick. Jen also wanted some carrots for she had some stew, so I gave her a lot of those small potatoes, and I gave her a good amount, 10 carrots, and so we're just cranking away. We've still got some jalapenos coming in. I think they're just about a goner, but I got enough to harvest for John. Maybe I'll tear some of those out. And got 1 orange bell pepper, 3 or 4 others, and that plant pretty much produced 1 bell pepper, and that was it. I don't know what happened. Got some of the banana peppers turning orange and red, and look at that one there. Oops, sorry about that. I'll pick it. Look at that. So that's interesting. Anyway, probably want to go on turbo to do the potatoes and onions, so that you guys don't have to bear with me. So let me get back and I'll get it all set up. Thanks. Okay, let's look at the harvest. So potatoes, once again, very small. I think I'm going to throw that straw in the compost pile and let it decompose in there. And I also threw 2 dozen worms that I didn't get to use for fishing in there. And so that's the potatoes. Not a great crop this year. Don't quite understand it. White onions. The thing I've noticed is I left these in here for about, what, 2 weeks? And much bigger onions. actually perfect size. Pretty happy with the onion harvest. I have to say, from a perspective of growing things, onions are the easiest. So let's move on to the green beans and we'll be done for the day. Hold on. All right, on to the green beans. Let's see what I can get without killing the plant. There are, I mean, these literally showed up overnight. If you remember the last time we came in here, there was none. And they really hide pretty well. So I don't know if it was because they were hiding or because they just grew quick right at the end. I bet you we get another harvest depending on when we leave. But yeah, I mean, come on, look at the size of that. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not very good at the filming, obviously, because you watch my channel, you know I don't take a lot of time to do this. Bottom line is, no one watches anyway. So I'm just doing it for fun. Wait till this winter when we have a garden in California. We'll see what we can grow. I don't know. Look at the size of some of these green beans. So, I mean, they're nice. They feel tender. They seem to be perfect. These are a little smaller on this plant. Ooh, there's a nice one though. I might let some of these grow a couple days. These are contender green beans that I've heard a lot about on YouTube, but I've never grown before. My friend Chris from golf, who's been gardening for longer than I've been alive, likes the Blue Lake stringless, and I haven't had any success with anything, so it's and I don't think there's any on there. Well, there's one. Let's get that sucker off, maybe get it, promote some growth. All right. There's a nice little meal right there. I think that's what we'll be having tonight for dinner. Little green beans and applesauce. Hi everybody, one other quick update. So if you remember, they put this asphalt down so we could park our cars. And it looks like we're getting some grass through the straw, which is really good. I put 20 bags of dirt on this, and I've watered it 2-3 times, plus we got a really good rain, so I got pretty good soil to seed exposure, and I think we did a pretty good job on that. It'll all be grown in. By the time we get back, I think we'll have a decent yard over there. Over here, I'm going to put sod, I think. It's just far enough down that I think the sod will fit nicely, and especially down in that area. So I'll just lay the sod and go from there. Anyway, that's the update. All right, so I went ahead and picked the peppers without videoing because you guys have seen me pick peppers about 1,000,000 times. So there's the green beans, first harvest. Plenty of peppers left. Give those to John, my buddy, my neighbor. I think the muskmelon's going to be ready. At least this one over here should be ready as soon as next week. I'll get all this cleaned up, but just thought I'd say that I really do appreciate you watching. If you've watched this far, please subscribe, and you know, make a comment for me. Let me know you're out there. At least give me a thumbs up. It really helps me. But sure hate to leave here, but soon it will be snowing. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next weekend.